Recording.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. So this is our first Out of the Ashes for 2022 with Nigeria. And so I am here with none other than Her Excellency, Aisha Bello, and also an author. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know you're still rallying the ladies to come on in. But while we wait, want to talk to you a little bit about the book. How is the book going?
Dr. Lomax, really is like I'm not doing much marketing for it, and the issue is because of the Pioneer account I have. I'm still struggling with it, so I just felt maybe I should hold on with the marketing. Although they're sending a little bit of some dollars there, but I feel that because I'm still unable to have full control of the Pioneer account right now, so I decided to hold on with the marketing until I'm able to start out myself. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's rough over there when you're trying to do that, but on our side in the United States, we can still help push on Amazon since it's there as well. But we want to talk about where we left off while the other ladies, come in. Where we left off at the end of our last session with the self-care check-in. So I want to do the self-care check-in because I think that's a good way to start the year off, because a lot of times, as we discussed, we do not take care of ourselves. We take care of everyone else and we put ourselves last when we need to be at the top. We need to be the priority. Otherwise, we can't help everybody else. And so I want everybody to do what I call is a pulse check. And we're gonna find out how we're doing with that self-care check-in list. So we're gonna go. So Madam Aisha, how are you doing with the self-care check-in list? Are you doing eat the 3 main meals, and have you gone on a 24-hour social media detox?
Dr. Lomax, I think if I'm to grade myself, maybe 5% out of 100. Really, I've not done much in terms of self-care. End of the year was something else, and now back to the new year. So many plans. Like initially, December last year, I started a project that I'm still working on. So it has been really, really, I don't know. It's very difficult to say, okay, let me go off the social media or take a rest until I'm done. And the project is meant to last like 6 months. So for now, yeah, and for now, so I don't think I've had enough self-care. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you have to make sure that you are taking care of yourselves. I get it when you have a lot of those projects and things going on. And when you are not on social media, when are you not on social media, and how are you doing when you're not on social media? I mean, what are you doing for really downtime?
Social media, it's something I look at it like a drug when you're addicted to something. So for me, I think I spend most of the day on social media. Anytime I'm off the social media, like 5 minutes, there's a way I feel. I feel, something is going on there, and I just don't feel okay. So I feel maybe I'm addicted to it. So
Okay.
It's difficult for me to say off social media because that's the only friend I have.
So what you need to do is you need to find something to do when you're not on social media.
I think so.
Have you started? Here's another idea. Have you started writing or something, and not writing to be published, which would be great, but writing just to write, like journaling?
Well, when you're not in a stable mental kind of, I don't even know how to put it. Writing is a bit difficult for me because once I sit down, okay, let me write. Then a thought will just like you have to report back to the, and I keep writing reports. Okay, I have this. I need to go and meet the community leaders and all that. So it keeps coming back front and back. So for me, I think maybe when I'm done with this project, because it's really, really a very, very huge project that I took. This is the first time I'm trying something like that. It's just an an idea and I'm trying to develop. So it's something new anyway. So every time I'm cracking my brain, okay, what do I do? How do I go about it? Because at the same time, I don't want to disappoint the funders. So I am just on my toes. I'm not ready for self-care or doing any other thing. Like I just want to give my all to this project. Yeah.
Well, I get it and I understand that, but sometimes you giving your all is all you got left. And so you're not going to have anything for yourself. But I understand when you're working on projects because I've been doing that too. And I just been going, around the clock. But I also make sure that I do get off social media sometimes and I turn it off. And I know some of us are nosy and we got to know what's going on and who's saying what and who's doing what. But you still got to have that time off. It's called a social media detox. And I get that sometimes your projects are tied into social media, but those times when you're not working on that project, try shutting it off. Really try shutting it off and try possibly like doing some aromatherapy, like lighting a candle and taking a bath or, just do something else with your time. Because if you really were to sit down and think about how much time you spend on social media, it would blow your mind.
Yeah, I agree because most times after a long time, like spending an hour there, I will ask myself, come, what am I doing here? I didn't gain even $1 from this, I'm just spending my time going through people's profile, checking what's happening here and there, and at the end, didn't do. So I totally agree, and I think I'll try my best.
Yeah, track it. And that's what I've done. I've tracked it before. I've tracked when I've gotten on social media and how long I spend, literally tracked it. And I was embarrassed by how much time I was spending on social media. And then I looked at that time and then I looked at my calendar, at the things that I had posted on my calendar. And then I was like, this time that I spent on social media, I could have completed this. I could have completed that. I could have completed this.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
I started to and I really started a social media detox. And I said, you know what, because sometimes I know it's hard for you to just shut it down all at once. And so what I started doing is I started taking away an hour that I was spending on social media. So I was spending like 3 to 4 hours at a time on social media. So I took away an hour and I would do 3 hours and I would take that other hour that I would be on there and I dedicated to something else. And I would do that every week. I would take for that whole week, I took away an hour. The next whole week, I took away an hour to work on the next thing that was on my calendar. And now I don't, like I said, now my social media days are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are my actual social media days where I'm actively on there doing a lot of stuff. And that's because I have dedicated stuff to do on social media. I'm not just on there scrolling, but Wednesdays is like his days. Thursdays, like today, is my Thursdays is my hers day stuff for the ladies. And then Friday is my after the storm. That's my ministry day. So I have stuff dedicated. So I'm not just on there, just dilly-dally, and I'm actually completing stuff while I'm on there. And then the rest of the days of the week, those are my off social media days. And I dedicate that to doing other things. But you have to wean yourself off slowly. But you got to get off though.
I think I need it. Like really, I need the self-care because like yesterday, really, I went out. I was so tired. I came back late. Like I was totally down. I said, what? So I think I need that self-care really. And I will start working on it very, very soon.
Yeah, you do. All right. And then I don't know how to pronounce it. The Hope Foundation. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
okay, it's Munirat behind the scenes.
Okay.
It's Munirat. Yeah. So for me, I just feel I do whatever comes my way. I have a problem of planning, actually. Even if I have a to-do list, I don't really follow the to-do list like to get things done accordingly, because at the end of the day, I realize what's captured on my list is not actually what I do, because I actually achieve a lot in during the day, but it's not actually what is being captured on my list. So I end up carrying over stuff till the next day, and then till the next, and then till the
Oh my
next.
gosh.
And at the end of
Yeah,
the day,
I get it. And you trick your mind tricks you into thinking, oh, but I did a lot of stuff. But that's all
yeah,
you did was a lot of stuff. You didn't do a lot of the stuff that was on the list to do. You just did a lot of stuff.
exactly. Yeah. At the end of the day, I end up piling up, work to do over the weekends and battling to, achieve this, achieve that, and all of that. So it really weighs me down. I get so tired, so fatigued, and all that. So, but
So what do
at
you
my
do for self-care?
yeah, I deliberately put off my phone sometimes just to go off and sleep. Yes, because if I don't put off the phone to sleep, a message can just pop up, and from there I go on social media, and from there I see something, and from there, before you know it, I've spent so much time there. So I just deliberately put off the phone, shut down everything, and tell myself, look, I need to rest at this point.
Yeah. See, you go cold turkey. Sometimes people can't do that, but sometimes that you have to do it that way. Is like just shut it off.
Yeah, yes.
It's literally shut it off. I remember when it was like last month, my daughter literally came and took my computer because I don't spend a lot of time on the phone on social media, but on the computer, I'm always doing stuff. I'm always creating stuff. So she took my computer for like a week. And
Wow.
I was like, it was like I was on drugs over here. I was like, oh my gosh, And so I
Yeah.
had to call a lot of people and
Okay.
tell them, I had to call a lot of people and tell them that I didn't have my computer. So I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that because my daughter had my computer. And that was the best rest that I got in a long time. Is because my computer was
Wow.
closed. Because as long as I have a computer, it's not the social media for me. It's me creating stuff. My mind would be like, you know what? You could write about that, and I'll be over here trying to create an ebook or something. And so she
Wow.
literally had to take my phone, take my computer, and she left me my phone. And I was still over
Wow.
here on my phone trying to figure out how to text some stuff and write some stuff, and it was crazy.
Wow.
But
It's really,
self-care for us is so important, especially as women. And so sometimes, you can replace that urge that you have to be on social media. You can replace that with going for a walk. Get out and go for a walk. Do some sort of exercise. Like, please don't put it on here because we don't want to put it out there. But where are you at when it comes to your physical health? Like, are you in a healthy weight range right now? Because sometimes we spend so much time on social media, we can gain weight and don't even know it because we on social
exactly.
media thinking, eating and just sitting around and doing stuff. Because me right now, I'm on a weight loss journey to drop 15 pounds.
Wow.
Wow.
Like
So
for
Wow.
me, my job is so tasking. At times I just sit, on the computer for like 6 hours, although I take some intervals to, take a walk on the stairs and come back. But I realized that 24/7, 80% on the computer. So I have gained a little more weight and I'm trying to battle with that to shed it. But the major concern here is
Money, we need to take you to
procrastination.
the gym. Eh?
Seriously, I've added. Seriously, it's gone bad. I keep procrastinating. I'll go to the gym, I'll resume the gym and all of that. So it's never done. When I think I want to go, another task come, for me to handle. So I don't have time for myself, I must admit.
So
I don't.
how about anyone else on here besides just us two that are on a weight loss journey that wants to drop a couple of pounds? Is there anyone else on here with us that wants to do that? Because
No, nobody.
we will start a weight loss challenge. Aisha, we're not
Check
gonna
weight gain.
She need to
Except for
gain,
weight gain.
she need to gain
I joined
15 pounds.
Dr. K, for me, I want to maintain my weight. I just want to maintain it. No gain, no loss, just maintenance. Yeah.
And so we'll do a weight loss for those who are trying to lose and maintain, because it works with you maintaining. So we'll do one of those challenges on here, and we'll check in with our next session next month to see where we are. We'll do a weigh-in. Now, what you can't do is you can't don't weigh yourself every day or every week. Don't do that. Okay. Just do the weight, just do the challenge, and then weigh in at the end of the challenge. Otherwise you will discourage yourself, because you'll be like, I don't see I'm losing any weight. And the first weight you lose with any type of weight loss is water weight. So it's not real weight, it's water weight. And then you're going to see you're going to see the loss, and then you're going to see the gain, and you're going to be disappointed. So we'll do a weight loss check-in for our next session. And I'll make sure that I type up the weight loss program that I'm using. And I've used it before, and the weight came off like really, really fast. And so I used it before. It's not a diet. It's not pills. It's none of that crazy stuff. It's actually natural weight loss, and it'll jumpstart your metabolism. And I'm telling you, it works. And so I'm back on it again. And most of it is really a lot of walking. And it's a lot of walking. And it's just not what you're eating, but the amount and when you're eating. You can still eat the same food you like, but there's a way to eat it, when to eat it, and how to eat it. And so I'll type that up, and I'll get that to Aisha, and she can send it out to everyone, or I'll put it on. I'll put it on like a graphic and pop it inside inside our WhatsApp. So I'll type that up today sometime and pop it in there so everybody can get on it. But the basic for it is walking, and at least 20 to 30 minutes a day, you should be walking.
Wow.
That's interesting. I so much believe in walking. Yeah.
20 to 30 minutes a day, you should be walking. Walking 20 to 30 minutes is like 3 to 4 miles. If you wanted to put it in miles. So about 20 minutes is about 3 to 4 miles.
Yeah, but I want to just say something, Moni. It's not just that walking, don't catwalk on the road. When we said walking, we mean walking.
Yeah, that's true. I should brisk walk, right?
No, you can just a nice steady pace walk. It doesn't have to be like a real fast walk, just a nice steady pace walk, because what's going to happen is you're going to shock your body, because your body's like, what are we doing? Where are we going? So you're shocking your metabolism. It's just by walking. And you can increase the speed as you know every day, if that's what you want to do. But for the first week, just a nice brisk walk, nothing fast, nothing crazy, but just a nice walk, 20 minutes walk like that. And then lemon water.
The airways, leave it.
And then it's lemon water.
Yeah.
Is the other part. Is drinking that right before your meal.
Yeah, I see a problem with walking. Like most of the time when I engage in so much walking for my exercise, I notice my lower part becomes trimmer than my upper part, and I have a problem with my upper part, like my tummy, my arms, and all of that, flappy arms, and then my tummy also. So I realized that my hips is going, and my butt's disappearing.
Do you do the arm movements like this when you're walking? Do you move your arms?
No, I don't.
Yes, you need to move your arms. Also for your upper body, let me tell you something. Doing crunches, okay? A lot of people don't know this for women. Doing crunches actually adds bulk, because what it does is builds up your stomach muscles. So don't do a lot of crunches. What you want to do is sitting in a chair straight up like this, okay? And you're going to hold your arms up above your head, and you're going to like flex like this while you're sitting. And you're going to
Okay.
crunch like this with your arms up like that.
Okay.
So do like 3 sets of 15.
Okay.
Like do 15 of these like 3 times. 3 sets of 15 3 times. And then as you get used to it, then you can start to add weights. Now, a lot of people is like, I don't have weights. Well, I used to work with a lot of special needs personnel, and they really didn't have weights. So you can use cans. So like a can of soup, like those small cans of soups, because you just want some weight in your hands. It don't have to be regular weights. You can use whatever you have in your house. So you can use like the cans of soup if you have those, and you can put them in your hands. And as you're doing this, hold them like this. And when you get a little bit used to that, then you start doing these with the cans of soup, sitting straight up, and do those with the cans of soup, or 5-pound weights, because you don't want more than 5 pounds, because you're not trying to build bulk in your arms. You're trying to slim them down. So 5 pounds is enough weight to slim and to tone. Anything over 5 pounds starts to add bulk, and you start to bulk up. And you're not trying to do that. You want to stay nice and trim and feminine like. So 5 pounds.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. I think I will try that.
Yep. And somebody said something about lemon water. Lemon water is works wonders. And if you like grapefruits are great. Peel off the skin off the grapefruit and take the grapefruit insides out and eat that. Won't lemon water make me lose more weight? I am too thin now. Rachel, yes, that if we're trying to get we're talking about those who want to lose weight. So if you don't need to lose weight, don't do the lemon water, because lemon water will make you lose weight. If you're trying to tone up and you want some definition to your arm, and you're just trying to get some toning, 5 pound, like I said, 5-pound weights and things like that, crunches like this, sitting up, to help you tone and things like that. But if you're not trying to lose weight, I was putting this out there for those who are trying to lose some weight. We're going to do a weight loss challenge for those. Someone said they're too thin, and if you're too thin and you're trying to get just a little bit more weight and get a little bit more curvy, protein. You need to have some protein in your system. Okay, we got a crew in here. So let's get back to, because this is all part of self-care. So let's get back to the self-care list. Some of you guys were with us last year, and we were looking at our self-care list, and exercise is one of those things that we have on the list for self-care. So anybody else want to share with us any of these things that you did on your self-care list, and how is it going? How are you going to implement that into this year with your self-care check-in list? And if you don't have it, I'm going to put it in the WhatsApp group. So that everybody can have that. Cape Verde. Pakistan. Oh, I gave it to Aisha. There she is. Okay, we got somebody in here. She said, my arms and tummy are flappy. That's going to help. The 5-pound weights And like I said, you can use soup cans because that's enough weight right there. But no more than 5 pounds if you're trying to shed weight and tone at the same time. You don't want to shed fat and build bulk. So you're shedding fat and you're toning up with the 5 pounds. Okay. Anybody else want to share? You can unmute yourself and share.
I'm sure they are just like me. Oh. Aisha and Rachel, did you do anything for self-care?
So far, so good. I reduced eating my meat intake, red meat specifically. No, I'm as slim as what you like call myself, but I reduce my meat intake and I take more of vegetables in my food.
So are you taking in more like red meat?
No, more of white meat.
Because you can't skip out on at least one serving of red meat. You need for protein. And I mean, you can get proteins in lentils and beans and rice and stuff like that, but you still need at least that one serving of red meat.
Except if there is a way we grind it here in Nigeria. Maybe Madam Aisha Bello will understand it. Jambunama. I don't know how to put it in English.
Yeah, yes.
So you will just grind it. It will be more like a smashed baby food meat, but it's more of oily than the baby one.
So so for like a serving that I would say, if you can hear me clearly, a serving that I would say would be like maybe fit like just in the palm of your hand, like this much is a serving. Just so you can get.
I use like 2 serving spoons of rice, couscous, all those vegetables, carbohydrates.
Yeah, but you also you have to be careful about the vegetables too. Because what a lot of people don't know, like tomatoes are fattening.
Wow.
So it's okay to have tomatoes, but tomatoes are also fattening.
I eat lettuce, parsley, spinach, sometimes in stew. There is one edikaiko stew that we used to do it, traditional stew, not for the houses. I borrowed it. And
and almonds. And so yes. Almonds, okay, sometimes it's the combination of what you're eating.
It's more of vegetables.
Because if you eat, let's say if you eat a lot of vegetables, then you need to get rid of bread. You shouldn't be eating a lot of vegetables with bread. And so like if you like burritos or tortillas or something like that, if you eat burritos, you need to scrape that stuff out of there and get rid of the tortilla, because the tortilla does have a lot of sodium in it, a lot of cholesterol in it, and it really isn't good for you, even though a lot of people love tortillas. And so if you're going to eat meat, don't eat bread with the meat. I know it's crazy giving up bread, but I had to give up bread because bread is fattening. And then your
I love
combinations
bread
of
a
vegetables.
lot. I love bread a lot and tuwo. Anything swallow, I like it.
And then your combination of your vegetables. It's the combination of your vegetables. Like a lot of us like beans and rice, okay, because that's just a dish. But if you're going to do beans and rice, it needs to be brown rice, not white rice. And it should be black beans and not like pinto beans if you're going to
Oh,
eat that combination.
okay, so now we should be eating more of brown rice and brown spaghetti than the normal white ones we do, or the ones we do with the carrots, peas, and all sorts of. Do you mean we should
Yes,
be taking more of the brown rice, brown spaghetti? Let's try
yes,
it before.
yes.
Taking
More of the brown, because you want to get rid of that, a lot of that flour that's in there, because it's fattening. And so you need to go brown, y'all. And that includes the wheat bread too. I mean, bread is bread. So if you're going to eat meat, get rid of the bread. I've done like lettuce wraps. And you would be surprised. I mean, with hamburgers, and everybody loves hamburgers, but you always put hamburgers on a bun. But sometimes I do like the hamburger with just lettuce, with lettuce and tomato, and the hamburger, no bread. I've done a hamburger wrap inside of a tortilla without the lettuce. So it's a combination of what you're eating. And it's not what you're eating, it's the combination. And if you get the right combinations of foods, you can see a fast weight loss. And then movement, y'all, it goes back to that exercise. You don't have to do anything strenuous, but getting in that 20-minute walk a day is going to boost your metabolism, and it's going to help you shed weight like crazy.
And I drink
Any
a lot
type
of
of cardio.
water. I drink water a lot.
Water is good. And this is how much water you need. You take your weight, how much you weigh, and you divide it by half. Okay. Half of your weight.
78. The last time I weighed 78 when I checked my weight.
You check your weight
78
and you
kg.
take half of your body weight, half of that, and that's how many ounces of water you should be drinking a day.
So
Wow.
half of
Wow,
my
wow.
weight should be
That's
the
nice.
number of water ounces I will be drinking daily.
Daily. That's how much you should be drinking a day.
Well, I think Dr. K, for Aisha, she doesn't want to lose weight. She just wants to maintain just like me. So you're good to go. Keep maintaining your weight and make
Yeah.
sure you eat
It's
healthy.
maintaining weight, and that's for anyone who's maintaining weight and just want to stay healthy. You should be drinking half of your body weight.
Dr.
And if
K
you like
and
me, I don't
I
like to drink
don't have
water.
anything to lose from my weight. I'm
Right.
very slim. I don't have anything to lose from my
Right.
weight.
And so you're just trying to maintain, and you're
She
just trying
wants
to
to
maintain,
maintain.
or you trying to, add just a little bit. Or you
Dr.
just
K,
trying to
she
maintain.
wants to maintain, and she's weighing 78.
She's
Then
weighed
I'm
78. Honey,
Imagine,
when
and
you,
It's
I'm
because
weighing
I'm tall.
when you
65.
can just eat.
No, I'm weighing 65, and I still want to maintain. And she's saying she doesn't. Well, you can just keep eating, healthy
You
food,
weigh
and then take care
75.
of
How
yourself.
tall are you? How tall are you?
Maybe it's because of my height. I'm tall, that is why, but I'm very slim. That is
How,
why the kilograms surpass.
how tall are you?
I'm like 11.5 from my height horizontally.
Okay, so you're kind of tall. Yeah, your weight is because of your height. So yeah, so you're good with maintaining, again, just staying healthy, is maintaining your water, And also water is good for your skin too, but just keeping up with how much your water intake is going to be good for you.
The average
Dr. K, when you want to share something with us too, you know, there was a time she called me based on our first lecture. I think it's on goal setting or something like that. And she told me that there was a time we had a meeting, she has registered her
Yes.
organization, and now she's doing amazingly well. Like, this is one of our products for Out of Ashes Empowerment. So when you please share with us so that we'll all be empowered, you know, inspired by your story.
um with like the goals and things of that nature.
Okay.
Yes. And she was telling me that she can't wait to have another Out of Ashes Empowerment with Dr. K. She wants to tell her, you know.
All right. Yeah. From the first session we had till now, it's been, phases of involvement, and there have been, tremendous progress so far. I must say I've been strengthened, and then I've been inspired to do a lot. I've achieved a lot within the short span of time. Because the last time we spoke on goal setting, I remember vividly the organization was, in the process of registration. So glad to inform you all that it's fully registered with the CSC, and then everything about the organization has picked off. And we have done, couple of activities, programs here and there, and we're moving. We're on social media. We're moving forward to having a website, and that's where we are. So far, so good. I must appreciate Aisha, Dr. Lomax, you guys really held my hands towards, because I remember I was so scared then. I was telling you people, the spirit of fear, the fear factor has been holding me back. It was actually holding me back then from achieving some of my dreams, but, I was inspired then and I picked up courage, and today all that is history. So I'm super excited about all that. All thanks to you, ladies.
Yay!
Congratulations!
Congratulations! Woo! So, so is this the name of the foundation? We can follow it on social media.
Yes, this is the name, Mujib Hope Foundation.
Are you on on?
We're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook.
LinkedIn?
Yes,
Okay.
we are.
Instagram?
Not yet on Instagram.
Okay, but on LinkedIn and Facebook. See, I'm following you right now.
All right. Oh my God.
Yes, congratulations. And Dr. K, the other time, I think after the Federation's meeting, you talked about something I can't recall anyway. It's about 3 months ago, the last meeting we had. No, not the last, sorry, end of year meeting. And there was a topic you discussed that day. And I pleaded like, we would like to have that, because I think now that's the next stage. I can't remember the topic anyway. I'll check. So that from this stage, we'll just help to like move further. Is it something about discipline or something about branding? No, not branding. Branding is your book, right? I saw something on branding.
Is the book that's going to be coming out, which we will talk about that too in here once the book is released. I can't release too much, but once the book is released, we'll talk about that in these empowerment groups when it comes to branding, because that's huge when it comes to your businesses, when it comes to your organization. Branding matters, and how you stand out and how people view and see you, and staying with a particular look, and when it comes to your colors, and it comes to your logos and being consistent, and don't switch things up, because sometimes people will get out there and they'll say, oh, well, I want this. And then they see somebody else with something and then they switch it up. And now people are like, okay, well, what is this, foundation doing? What is the organization doing? And you want people to be able to distinguish your organization from someone else's. So branding is huge when it comes to setting up your organizations and your foundations, and staying with that. And it includes the not just the content that you post, but even your fonts and how you your L's look, your R's look, all those different types of things. It matters when you're setting these things up. And so we will get into branding and all that type of stuff once I release the book, and then we can go into that at a deeper in a deeper level. I just followed you, so I'm loving it already. And purple is my favorite color. So she has a lot of purple going on over there. So I love it, love it. So I just followed you over there on Facebook.
Oh, wow. Thank you so
Yep, I
much.
followed you from 2 of my pages. So you'll see me following you, and you'll also see hers life coaching page following you as well.
Thank you.
So I love it. Love the purple. So you win me over with the purple. Well done. I love it. Everything looks great.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, your page looks amazing. And see, and that's one of the things that people have to we have to do it, and we can use her as an example, because fear was one of the biggest things that we talked about in here, and that still goes into self-care, and that is taking care of those fear and taking care of those doubts. But fear will hinder you from doing something, because sometimes it's the fear of success, of being so successful that you don't think you're going to be able to maintain it. And then the other thing is fear of failure. You're thinking that you're going to fall on your face. And then the other one is a fear of people, because you're afraid of what people are going to say and what people are going to think about what you're doing. And the one thing I want you to know is, who cares? Keep that in your mind. You have something to offer, and you have something that is essential to the world and to humanity. And you may not think so, but you got to get that who cares type attitude and say, you know what, this is something that I know is needed, and I'm going to do it. And again, and that's what these groups are for. These groups are here to make sure that you have the support of other women that says, look, go do it. We're going to support you. If nobody else does, you have our support. And so you really have to try to get over that fear, and you have to kind of quiet down the doubt about it. And most of all, don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess yourself. Don't sit there and say, should I do it? Should I not do it? Do it. If it can, if God put that on your mind and put that in your heart to do it. Because you never know who's going to be touched by it. You don't know who's going to benefit from it. You don't know whose life it's going to change. And so make sure that that you just don't second guess yourself, and you don't allow fear and doubt to come in and stop you from doing something that's going to not just make the world a better place, but it makes you feel good knowing that you are contributing to making the world a better place. And so do we have anyone else when we start talking about goal planning or self-care, any of those things you guys want to talk about with the goal planning or the fear? Because we talked about goal planning, we talked about self-care, and we talked about fear. Is there anyone else who wants to share anything from any of our last sessions so that we can help you get moving in this year? Because we don't want you to just sit on the things that you have. We want you to be moving.
Yeah, Dr. K, I think this is what we'll do. Rachel should tell us her plan. What does she have in place? What is she going to do? So that by next meeting, we'll ask her how far she has gone. And Aisha as well, and I think one other person. So they should tell us their plan, because I will just share this a little bit based on what you just discussed about fear and then all that, and how Munirat is really moving. Like, I was so happy when she called me that day, telling me like, this is it. She can't wait for the next Out of Ashes empowerment. She wants to share her story and all that. And that's just the truth. Sometimes you can't really
Yeah.
say how it will look
Right.
like. Really, when I said my foundation, like I wasn't even thinking of anything. Like I was just doing what I want to do. Yeah, I just want to do this, and I was just doing it. And today, sometimes when they come in, like, how did you? I didn't do anything. I was just being myself, and I'm just trying to see, okay, how can I do this next? I want to do this because the passion
Yeah.
is there and all that. So for me, yeah, I've always have this fear. You mentioned something like fear of success. Like, can I handle it? Sometimes I wonder, where am I going? The way people are looking at it, like, Aisha, maybe I'll be the next president. I don't know. But I'm like, no, please, I don't want to go there. I just want to be where I am
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
Really, I would think like, okay, now they are saying this during the International Women's Day. This one would post this. I was Aisha, and I was just seeing my pictures around. I said, wow, did I do that much to deserve all this? So I think it's something like that. And sometimes I will sit down and say, no, I don't want to be known. I just want to be my own quiet zone, just me doing my things and all that. But the way things are going right now, like something that some people think that I'm actually doing that just to, but not, it's not all about, yeah, we promote ourselves, we promote what we do on social media and all that. But at the same time, it's not like
Exactly.
I still want to remain the Aisha, just me in my corner, just me alone and all that. So fear is something I am sure that is holding a lot of people down. And if they can just share what they want to do, let's know. And from
Yes.
there, we start looking out to them like, okay, what is that's why I was talking about the branding. And I think the other time was about discipline or something, because I'm sure this is the next step. After having your organization, you've registered, the next thing is branding or marketing strategy or something like that.
Branding, and we're definitely going to talk about
Yeah.
branding, and we're going to talk about marketing.
So Rachel, please share with us, what are your plans? And
Okay, good
happy,
evening.
right? Evening.
Good evening, everybody. It's great to be back after a series of so many unfortunate incidents of no network and all that, staying in the dark. I'm happy to be back. So I hope all you all can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, when we talked about goals the last time, I actually decided to come out of my comfort zone and actually take another step, because I'm into inclusive financing, and I also give business advice to small scale business owners. So I decided to take it to a next level. I want to become a community trainer who can also talk to women about their finances and their plans. I think there was one time I did something, Muni got me to do something on getting women to save and all that. So I really took that bold step and I decided to go into it, because alongside that, I also been into apart from giving people advice, I also wanted to provide sustainable energy for people in communities, from the middle class to the grassroots communities. When I talk about sustainable energy, I mean solar energy and the likes, okay? And I decided to take a bold step. Really, it has been great recently. And I decided to start what we call the Solar Experience Hub. And the response I got is much, but I'm still lacking. And so far, I decided to go back, see how I can get a lot of people on board, see how a lot of people can come in. And from that last time we spoke about goals till now, I can say I've taken baby steps. It's really encouraging, despite the finances that I'm able to have right now. And I decided to put one or two things in place to see how I can get more support to have that personal branding and marketing strategy and outreaches and all that. And I want to say, from where we started, from the first session we had, I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm at 2. Yes, but I believe I can, if I press harder, I can make it.
Yes, and celebrate the step that you did make. Okay, that's huge. Is even going as far as you have gone. And so I think a way that you can get a lot of people on board is to get visible. And you get visible by doing what a lot of us did, is by getting out there on Facebook, getting out there on LinkedIn. And I had my organizations and I had my different businesses and things. I had them out there on social media and was promoting them before they were registered, because I wanted people to know who I was. So by the time I got registered, and it was going already. And so I would advise to like start a group. If you have, if you're on social media a lot, start a group. While you're in the midst of getting things registered, create a logo for your business. And from the way that you're talking, and you want to be really, really active in the community, and you have been talking to people, you're what we would call a business consultant or a community consultant. And so that would be what you would be considered, is a community or business consultant. And so start researching what you want your branding, what you want the business aspect to look like, but it's because it's you, and you're the one that's going to be giving a lot of the information and consulting people. So it would be you marketing yourself. It would be you marketing yourself, but you said the name of a hub that you started. Use that same name of your hub and start an actual hub, start an actual like group on Facebook, so that you can start to invite people in and create a platform for that, and then start making those live videos where you're discussing what you're doing and some of the things that you're talking about. Even inside of that, you can start to schedule different Zoom type meetings and things of that nature to get it even further off the ground.
Okay.
So now it's just about getting visible, and finding you a logo that represents who you are and what you do.
Yeah, aside that, Rachel, I love what you're doing. Really, I love what you're doing. Maybe we should connect. You're in KD, right?
Yes, I'm in KD.
Yeah, please, we'll see what we can do together.
Oh, thank you very much, Aisha.
You're welcome.
Yep. And so it's community consulting, and that's huge. That's real huge. And especially when you start talking about solar energy, that's even bigger.
Most of the people I come in contact with are men. And now you're doing this and you're staying there. No. You need to promote this business.
Right. And so with her, I would, for like her next step would be to really like get a logo, start looking at things, start looking at colors when it comes to her branding. What do you want it to look like? Start looking at that and start playing around with a logo. But her biggest sell point is really going to be her, because it's going to be her voice, it's her discussing, it's her consulting. So she's got to come up with a look, a signature, as I call it, a signature look.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just like Dr. Karen Lomax, when you see her on Facebook most times, so when I'm on Facebook and I see the notification, Dr. Karen Lomax is live, I'll quickly go back because you know, on the first thing she was starting, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
That's like what that's like my signature.
Introduction.
That's my signature tagline. You know, when people come on, it's
Wow.
hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. You know, so people know, or most people come on just so they can hear me say that.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
love
my
that too.
signature.
I love that too. Like that's always the first out here.
So you know, so you have the signature look. If you want to know what I'm talking about with a signature look, if you have Instagram, go to my Instagram page, and I just posted a picture over there, and you will see that photo, and that photo you will see just like everywhere, because that is my signature look. That is my brand. That is the look that when people see that, they know that it's hers. And that's my organization and my business. And so you start going for that signature thing. But when you're going for branding, I always send a lot of people that I mentor, I always tell them, go look at my Instagram page, because the one, my hers Instagram page, this one, not my ministry. My ministry is purple and gold, and so you may see a picture and you may see purple, but when it comes to my business, you will see the branding over there, and I don't stray far from the colors and the topics that I have going on over there. But that will give you an idea of branding, and to give you an idea of a signature look when it comes to you, because it's going to be your voice that promotes what you're doing, and it's going to be you, and you're going to be seen. And so you, as a consultant, need a signature look. And so when people see you, they're going to be like, oh, that's this. Because a lot of people don't understand is that you are your brand.
Yeah,
So when people see you,
sorry,
they
Dr.
they
K.
say, oh, that's it. Like when we see Aisha, Bello, we're like, oh, that's voice of the girl child. We see her. She is that.
So Rachel, yes, you should have your signature look. But you know, sometimes I'm sorry, Dr. K, there are people that just don't want to be behind the camera, but they know this work and they can do it well. They can deliver, but they just don't want the camera stuff and all that. So how do people like that promote their business?
For especially when it comes to being a consultant, and I will share that I I still get anxiety sometimes being in front of the camera, and people don't understand that I still get a little bit of nervousness when I'm in front of the camera. um so I always have my notes in case I forget something. I kind of look at my notes, what I'm going to say. But for someone who does not like being in front of the camera, I always say practice at home and record it. If you're not comfortable with doing anything live, which I always suggest, do live things, but practice with your camera at home with your phone and make a video, and then send it to one of us and say, how does this look? And have someone to help you, and we can say, hey, you may want to tilt your head this way, or you may want to kind of sit this way or something, all those different things. And so do that first before you do the live thing. Some of us just jumped out there. For me to get over live, I just jumped out there and did a live, and had like one or two people, and was scared the first time and was about to shut the live down, because I didn't think nobody was going to come on and look at the live. And then I had to keep going. And at that moment, I had to just go through what I had to go through. But then people started to connect, and one of the ways to get over the fear when you are ready to go live is concentrate on not just on what you're going to be saying and what you're going to be the information you're going to be conveying, but make sure that you connect with those who are watching you when you do the live thing. That's like when I see Madam Aisha come on my live. I'll see names pop up, and I connect with them by saying, hey, how you doing, Your Excellency, or hey, how you doing, whoever. And I connect, and it kind of puts me at ease, because now it's like, okay, now we're friends here. I'm connected with them, and they say hi back, and so now it puts me at ease. But start out by doing a video first. Do a video, and if you have your group already there and the video is good to go, then post the video in the group and see what type of response you get from the video, and that'll help ease some of the anxiety and things of that nature.
No, Dr. Karen, sometimes when you post videos like that, even if it's not okay, some people say, wow, that's nice. And, you get comment like that, and really they're just commenting. They just want to, okay, you're doing well, and that's all. They won't really give you
Yes.
the what you need, the feedback you need. So
Yeah. And but it just takes a little time for people to warm up to what it is that you're doing. Sometimes they'll say, oh, that's nice, that's a video, and you want them to say, okay, I want this information, I want, I want what you got. You have to be consistent, because most people are going to say, yay, that's nice, but then they're going to be waiting to see if you're going to do it again, and then do it again, or if it's just a one-time deal. And I always tell people, pick a day. Like, again, for me, I have 3 social media days, so those are the days people expect to see me on social media, or they're looking for me to post up something on social media. It's on those days, but it came from being consistent. It wasn't a one-time thing. So if you post a video and no one says anything, don't give up. Just say, okay, pick another day until you find the day where you get like the biggest response, and then that will be your day. And then you can announce that and let people know, and said, hey, I'm going to be talking about this. Even create you a nice little flyer with your face on it and say, I'm going to be on, social media, join me this Thursday, join me this Friday, whatever day that you're going to pick, and then be consistent in that day. And then people are going to be expecting to see you, and they're going to get more interested in what you're saying and what you have to sell. But you got to get started. That's the whole thing.
yeah, I believe now we are all moving, and I'm glad to hear what Rachel is doing, what Munira is doing. Aisha, maybe you can just share a little, because I don't know. Let's know you, because right now I can't really place one thing or the other. So let us know what you're doing. Is it business, or what exactly are you doing?
Do you mean or because it's fluctuating? I'm just going on and off.
Okay. Maybe then maybe next meeting we'll discuss better. We want to know what you're doing right now, or what you're planning.
What you're
Maybe you
planning
want
to
to
do.
have a, yeah. So can you hear me?
It's more active in my international work.
Okay.
Am I audible?
Maybe her network. Yes, we can hear you. Maybe network, she has network challenge. So that will be the next meeting, or I'll follow her up maybe after this meeting. Yeah. Because I think that's what we should do right now, just to see what people are doing and
what
see
people
how
are
we
doing.
can.
Okay, she said it's her network.
Uh-huh. We
She
see
says her
how
network.
we can support and something like that.
Yeah.
But for me, I love the branding and the marketing. I think these are the 2 areas I need. So I'll wait for your book. Yeah.
I know everybody's like, when is it coming? When is it coming? But the branding is huge when it comes to it. And I don't know why people call me a branding boss, because I really didn't know anything about branding, but now I get called, I got scheduled, and this goes to help also, Rachel, is that because of the signature look, I got scheduled for 2 podcasts, just from a look. But and because of how I have my branding going on when it comes to this, when it comes to my life coaching and business and everything. You're going to see this in just about everything. You're going to see that logo. You're going to see hers. You're going to see my colors. And I don't switch them up. That's one of the things when it comes to your branding. I can share that part with you guys without giving too much away from the book. Is you get those colors and you stick with those colors no matter what. You don't switch them up. I have one accent color, and my accent color is like gold. And I only use that so it can connect me to my ministry colors, which is purple and gold. But my primary colors for my hers, as we call it, hers girl pink, it's pink and fuchsia, black and white. You won't see blue, you won't see green, you won't see yellow, you won't see red, you won't see any of that. When it comes to the logo, you never see me mix match the logo. You won't see any of that. You may see the logo on a hat, or you may see it on a mug, which I have all that stuff, and that's part of your branding. When you have different organizations, people should be able to see your logos or your taglines, whatever you use, on products. Products are huge when it comes to moving and connecting people with your organizations. A lot of people don't understand that it's just not the information that you have, but it's also things that people can do who may not be in the field of what you're doing and may not, really be too interested in what you have to give. But people do love products. People love pens, people love bags, people love mugs, hats, t-shirts. They love all that stuff. I have a lot of followers who are not into life coaching, but they love the t-shirts. And they want to be part of the hers movement on Thursdays. And so they'll purchase the shirt. They'll purchase a mug just so when Thursdays come around and I say Thursdays are hers days, then people is like, hey, I'm supporting and I'm with this movement every Thursday. And so it's things like that when it comes to marketing, what you have out there, your organizations and things of that nature. There's always as I call people, there's always a business side to every organization. And you have to be prepared to step off into the business side of your organization, and marketing it is huge. Promoting it is huge. It's not just your face, it's your face and your brand. Your logo. What does this mean? What does that stand for? And then they see you live it out, because I also do blog. I'm a Christian lifestyle blogger, so I blog. So you'll see photos of me all over the place. I always tell people, Google me, and you can find me over there. But I only got, to be a public figure from having my face out there. And I was scared to death. And somebody's like, hey, can we get a photo? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Then the next thing I know, my photo is on a magazine. My photo is on this. My photo is in this, and, and things like that. And so once people connect with you, then everything else will take care of itself. But you got to make the first move in getting your face out there in order to get your brand out there. You want people to be sick of hearing you talk about your stuff. That's how I got my brand out there, is all the time. Every week I was on social media doing a live somewhere. Even when I was walking, I would be doing a live talking about the life coaching, talking about the book writing, talking about all these different things. And that is part of who you are. People just don't want you to just tell them about your organization. They want to hear from you, the person, because that's how they're going to connect. They're going to connect to your foundations and organizations through you. So they want to see you. They don't want to see your representatives. They want to see you. And that's huge when it comes to branding. That's the number one, because you are your brand. You are the image that makes your brand what it is and your organization.
Wow. Okay. I have a question here. Yeah, sorry to cut you short, but
No, you're fine.
okay. So based on this, you said showing your face as your brand, it really goes a long way. Yeah, for me right now, I don't want to show my face. I'm still like a kind of undercover. Yeah, because I feel, since I'm still working under an organization and I am running my own alongside just a baby organization, I just feel, okay, my boss shouldn't feel, kind of like I'm sharing my time, giving time to my own organization while I work. So I just want to give him that respect and then, respect the organization while I'm still with them. The project is still running. Then for now, I just let my volunteers do most of the work and then they show their faces while I am on the cover kind of. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I get that. And that's something me and Aisha both can speak to because we're both ambassadors with FIRE. We're ambassadors with the Federation of International Gender and Human Rights, but we also have our own organizations and projects as well, going at the same time.
yeah.
And so you have to be able to distinguish between the two, and understand that what you do for one organization is only going to be a plus for the other, because when you're actually seen out there in a positive light, they're going to also want to know, well, what else do you do, what else is she into, and then that's when you can start to tag along the other names of the other things that you're into.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it actually also sheds light on the other projects and organizations that you're a part of, but they're not going to know, if they don't see you. And it really is, and I get where you're coming from, because that's the same way I am with my ministry. Everyone knows that I'm a female pastor, a bishop, and so I also am the associate pastor at my church. And so with my overseer, I'm his associate pastor at the church, but he knows I also have my personal ministry outside of the church.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I do give him that respect, but he also understands that I have this personal ministry, and this personal ministry still has to move. And it's not just about his ministry, but it's also about mine. And so there's
Yeah.
an equal respect. And so, and in that matter, people expect to see me move in my ministry because it has my name on it.
Yeah.
So Karen Lomax Ministry. So they're
Yeah.
expecting to see my face. They're expecting to see me do things with it. And all it does, it adds more attention to the church where I go, because people are always like, oh, so where do you, preach at? Where are you ministering at? And then I'll tell them, hey, Atmosphere of Faith Christian Church, that's my overseer's church.
Okay.
But everybody is expecting to see me also move in my Karen Lomax Ministries as well. And so I get what you're saying, but you do also have to put your face out there, because just like I said, I followed you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Your organization is out there on social media. People are going to expect to see you do something.
Yeah, that's true. I just
and
felt
and
caught up
and you
in
know what,
between.
let me just add something to what Dr.
Okay.
K said.
Okay.
With time, she followed your page right now, right? She will want
Yes.
to know who owns this foundation. She will want to find out who is behind this. So with time, definitely they will get to know that, okay, it's so person that owns this foundation. So for me, I think the only advice for you is
Okay.
let your boss know what you're doing. Just be open. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure he recruited you because he felt you have all the qualities, the experience, and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
So let him know that yes, this is what you're doing, so that you
Right.
won't have to hide under, all this. It's very
Yeah.
difficult to be, to be doing that. For me, I can't even do it. even if you
No,
pay me
me either.
as much as I can't. Yeah, that's just the truth.
I can't. And I honestly think that with your boss, if you explain that you got this foundation, you never know. The boss may say, okay, well, what can we do to help your foundation? What can we do since you're here and you're helping to promote us? What can we do to help promote you?
You know, most of the organization policies when you're coming in says, okay, you shouldn't promote any other organization more than this one. And then if they end up finding out, okay, there's this organization where you're promoting, then it becomes an issue. Even if you're not promoting it as much as you're doing for their organization, it might become an issue. So if at your free time, maybe possibly when you're given a task and you don't deliver on time, it's easy for them to just attribute it to, okay, yeah, she's with her organization right now. She's spending time with hers. So you won't feel free anymore, to do any stuff you want to do. So.
Well, that's
Yeah.
again, that's where you have to go and just be honest and say, hey, I have this foundation. You have to be honest and say, I have this foundation.
I pray I don't get stuck.
If I may come in, not in Nigeria, not in Nigeria.
Okay,
You can imagine.
You know what? No, Muni, let me tell you, it's a decision that you just have to make. The thing is that I know there is this fear because we're all trying to get one or two, money and all that, to make money and all that. And you can't make money from this foundation. So, but I want to advise you something. I made this mistake and I wouldn't want you to do the same thing. This is the foundation you just, make sure, because most of us are running not-for-profit organization, right?
Yes.
Besides that, try to get something else doing, because NGO is not a business, really. Mostly when it's non-profit, is not. So if you're able to get another source of income, that will be fine. You can still get a job, yes, but at least let them know that you already have your own organization. Exactly. This is what you do, and that way they can. Because if you're good, if you're valuable, they know your what. Forget it. They won't tell you to go.
They're not going to tell you to go. Exactly.
Because
if anything, they're going to want to try to profit off of your foundation.
Exactly. They are even using your name, your experience. There are some organizations that right now, let me tell you something. There's this prof is starting his own business, and he invited me. He's into education. I'm not into education. Yeah, he keeps saying, now he's pushing me to go for my PhD. He wants to call me doctor because I'm not into that. But anyway, he wants me because he wants the popularity. Okay, if I put Aisha here, she'll be able to get some followers for me and all that. So I understand that. So there are people like that. Don't be surprised. Don't be scared. And be ready for anything. Like after this, I understand that this is a project and has duration. The next thing you are signing, make sure you read it, understand if there's something, just tell them there. If they really want you, they will keep you. That I understand where you're coming from. You told me about this, and that's what I'm telling you. The next time you're going to anything, read all these policies.
The next time you go onto a project, you let them know up front that you have a foundation, and and you don't want that to be a problem with you having a foundation.
I definitely will read that out. This was, this foundation came along the line, even though I had a dream, like 2-3 years ago, but I've been working towards it, but it came to reality when I had already been, hired with this organization. So I couldn't stop the dream because I was already working. But at the same time, it will look somehow for me to just come up at the middle of a project saying, okay, I have my organization now, So that was why I said I was caught up in between.
Right.
Yeah. But again, let me advise you something, you're working for two organizations. You have to be very careful. Yes. You have to understand that, okay, this is mostly projects that has to do with that organization. Do it well. Because I've worked with somebody like that, and then he was with me. He has his own organization. So I realized that there are a lot of things. Sometimes there is what in business, there's something they call this business secret or something. There's a code. Yeah, of course, it's not everybody that will open that code to you. So if you're working with somebody and he decided to open that to you, and he saw you using that again in your own personal business, of course you will feel bad. So you have to understand all these dynamics, understand how to work with this organization. What did you first of all understand? What do they even want from me? Give it to them because they are paying you. Yes,
Of
they are paying
course.
you, it's not free. But there are some that we do volunteer work. We understand that they can't stop you. After all, I'm just
Yeah,
doing a volunteer work for you and allow me to promote
exactly.
what I'm already doing. So, but if they are paying you, you should understand that they are paying you and somebody
Right.
employ you to do this. So just do it the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I
Yep.
think I feel
And
some relief now.
just to add to what Aisha says is also, you know, again, always try to have your own type of income, if possible, coming in.
Yeah,
So that, you know, when you have to shift, you're not really dependent on somebody else, and you'll still be able to do what you want to do.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Because right now at this point it's out there, so so you do have to, you know, it's out there on social media and people are seeing it.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know what, Muni, is more risky if you should find out now that, oh, so all this while, this lady is into this. You know how
Exactly.
Nigerians are.
Yeah, yeah,
So you have to
yeah,
be very careful. You have to be very careful, really.
exactly.
And also don't be scared. It's
But
just
then I'm not
sometimes
so
it's fear.
scared.
Yeah.
But then I'm
No,
not,
some
100%
no, you don't
scared. Like at
understand.
this point.
Sometimes it's because of the money he's paying you.
Yeah,
So you'll be scared, like, okay, if I leave this, how do I cope and all that? Sometimes your fear
Right.
holds you down and you never can
yeah,
tell the opportunity that is even out there waiting for you.
exactly. It's
Exactly.
true.
Exactly. Yep. Because that, and I can speak to that, um when it came to that, because I had to walk away from a job. I had to resign from a job because I got injured, and that was one of the biggest things, is because I had built this program and I had worked there for 10 years and built this program from the ground up for 10 years, and I had to resign from it, and I was so fearful. I was so fearful from walking away, but I had been working on this. Okay, I had been working on this. It was out there, and believe me, because I was working in the school system, and they were always talking about, oh, you always got time to go to, you know, workshops and do these workshops and this, that, and the other. But I couldn't let fear, and I get it where you are, it's a little different. I couldn't let fear stop me from continually to work on this. And so I worked on this, and when time came for me to walk away from that, I had this was in place. My hers life coaching was in place, and it was out there and people knew about it, and I had to take that step, and I did. And when I took the step, everything fell into place. And you want to know what? The people at my job, because I am a public figure and hers is out there, the people at that school, they want me to come back. And I'm like, no, I'm out here and I'm free now.
Wow.
It's
You
not
see,
easy, but I'm free and I can do what I want to
wow,
do, and travel, and
wow.
you know, and set my own hours. And so I don't want to go back. I thank them, and they still tell me, they say, well, this job will always be available to you if you ever decide to come back.
That's nice.
So, and you
All
just
right.
never know. And so for
Yeah.
those who have not stepped out and have not done anything, don't let fear be the reason that you don't step out. With her, it's a little bit different because she's already working on a project. But if you haven't stepped out yet, don't let fear stop you from stepping out. Don't let what people think going to stop you from stepping out, because I'm telling you, I could have had the hers thing off the ground a long time ago. But I had that little bit of, oh my God, what are people going to say when I step out with this? They're going to be looking at me crazy. They're going to be looking at me like, what's she know about life coaching and all this type of, silly stuff, because it's not a lot of that in this particular area I'm in. So like where I am, there may be 2, maybe 3 people that are doing life coaching. And so it's really not popular where I am. It's popular everywhere else, but I've made it popular here. I've made my mark here. And so I stepped out, and I tell everybody, I didn't have any money. I didn't have any money when I stepped out, no money. My organization, I had an acronym and I had a logo and I knew what I wanted to do and I knew what I was supposed to be doing, but I didn't have any money, $0. And I just started to create stuff. I used my brain and started to create things and say, okay. And I literally put my logo on a mug. I put it on a mug just to encourage myself. And I happened to be on Facebook and a lady saw me drinking out of the mug on Facebook and said, "Can I order some of those?" And I was
Wow.
like, "What? Some mugs?" And she's like, "Yes." She's like, "Where is that mug? And can I order some of those?" And so she ordered some mugs for me. And then somebody else saw my pen. And I had it laying on a notebook, and I was taking photos of the notebook that I had. Because I had created this notebook and I took a picture and somebody else says, "Oh, I like that pen. How can I get some? I need some for my next." They were doing a workshop. How can I get some for my workshop? And so that's how it got started. And I didn't even have a business card or nothing. So I had to go to Walmart, get card stock, and print out my own business cards because I didn't know anything about Vistaprint and anything about anybody else. I was making my own, business cards from Desktop Publisher with cardstock from Walmart, and I would cut them out. So I was doing everything like that because I didn't have money. But all of a sudden, I stepped out and somebody just caught a glimpse of this, and they asked me, "What does that acronym mean?" And when I told them what the acronym meant, then it just took off. It took off so fast that I was just like, "Oh God, what did I do?" Like, what do I do? How am I going to maintain this? But it maintained itself, and then it just evolved into what it is now. Then I had to get my face out there. And so the mug was really was sort of like a comfort for me when I would do my lives. You would see me posted up talking about the her stuff with my lives. And then I stepped out and with a coaching program, and I didn't even have a whole program. I had one module, and I stepped out and I made a flyer and said I was going to do a program. And I'm thinking, well, nobody is going to subscribe to this. Ain't nobody going to, do this, but I'm going to put it out here and see what happens. And I had a lady, which now me and her are so close. She stepped out and she purchased my module for $450, and it was one module. So I had to build an entire program, and I just duplicated what I did with that and just added in extra stuff what I knew about coaching, and I had an entire program by the time I was done. But it all
Wow.
started out with me stepping out and allowing people to see my face and
Yeah.
being consistent,
Wow.
because I had no idea what I was doing. I did it. I had
Wow.
no idea. And then somebody said, "Do you have t-shirts?" And I was like, "No, I don't." I said, "But I can have you one by the end of the week." And so I found a little shop around here and said, "Hey, can you make this t-shirt?" And he was like, "Yeah." He said, "But it's going to cost this, this, and this." And I was like, "God, I don't have money to do all that." And so I ordered one from Vistaprint. Man, I still have it. It's so worn out. It's ugly. It was not cute. And I ordered one from Vistaprint, and I was just like, ugh. But I wore it on, I put it on and I wore it, and somebody says, "Oh my gosh, that's a nice shirt." And they said, if I could just read that, what does that say? And so I had to change the script to plain letters because I had it all in cursive because I was trying to be cute. And so it was all in cursive. And I was like, that's not what God told me to do. So let me take this all out and let me put it back plain the way he told me to. And then it took off. And so t-shirts went crazy. Everywhere I went, people were asking me to come speak, and it's like, "Hey, can you bring some t-shirts? Can you bring some mugs? Can you bring some pens?" And then it just started to do that. And then I had to get a coach myself and say, "Oh my gosh, I need help." So I had to get a mentor. So I need help because I'm getting called and I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about. And she says, "Talk about this." She said, "That is your signature talk, is how this started." And so now I go places and I get called to go places to talk to women and men about how this all started. And so I had to come up with a signature look. Had to come up with a signature look. And so I'm really not a loud person, but I'm known for being loud. So that's part of my brand is, the mouth is being loud and the hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, that Aisha is talking about that I do on my live. So I have all of this signature stuff that I do. So you really do have to hold on, Alexis. You really have to step out and don't allow fear to stop you. And so you just have to, and I'm talking to Rachel right now, you got to get that signature look together and you got to get the and get your branding colors together and what you want everything to look like. And literally like sit down and get like markers or crayons or something and start putting some colors side by side and see what jumps out at you.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to work on that. Leah,
I'll try
Rachel,
that.
you were trying to say something like from the Nigerian point of view, like concerning my boss and me, regarding that. You were trying to chip in something earlier.
Okay, well,
Like this is Nigeria.
this is actually Nigeria, right?
Oh my God.
Whether you work, okay, I know we all work 8 to 5 most times in Nigeria,
Okay.
and we work that's 5 days a week. But the recent trend is that we tend to work even Saturdays and Sundays these days since COVID-19. But then the thing is that even when you take out time to do your own things, even during your private time, like the company I work for, it's actually going to fall back on you because when you don't meet up with deadlines, they will always state that it's those extra things you do that have actually that are actually taking away your attention. I think recently that has actually been my case even in the office. When little mistakes are made, of which it's not even my fault, they tend to, like, because I'm a supervisor, and they tend to like tell me it's because I've taken other extra roles or responsibility, even down to my children. You can imagine. That's what's distracting me from the job. It's that bad these days. Okay. So and the worst part of it's not like they pay you extra time for those extra hours. They don't do that. Very few companies in Nigeria actually pay overtime when you do work overtime. So that has actually been it. And that was why when Munira said, I said, this is Nigeria. Even when you're working your private time, you can imagine somebody told me I didn't finish a work. My boss told me, what happened to Saturday? And I'm like, Saturday is my day. And if you didn't finish it on Saturday, why didn't you come back on Sunday? Sunday is my day. It's like they actually have a right to those days because they're paying you. And they don't understand that those days are not even actually part of the days that you're being paid for. So,
you know what, Rachel, the problem in
I
Nigeria, the major problem in Nigeria is the unemployment rate. So they usually feel that if you can't do it, go now. We still have other people that will do this. You understand? That's just a little. But for me, I would just advise, like, while doing this, sometimes we have to do this because of the money we're getting, so many challenges. Think of other things, no matter what, just so that once you're living there, you are out there to develop yourself. It's not easy. Don't mind me saying all these things. I know it's not easy, but it's just something that you just put your mind there. And I believe that if you put your all, that time you're investing in that company, you're able to invest it in your own personal business, you will be surprised. So I understand it's the unemployment rate that is just causing all this. We have seen a lot of people like, well, if she can't do it, let her. In fact, maybe they want to even send you off. You don't know. That's why they are trying to bring all those things here and there. Maybe they want you to even say, okay, I don't want to do it again. So that's
Right.
it.
And
So let's just
then
empower ourselves.
and then on top of that, because when I've had a 9 to 5 job before, and I've had to hear all that. But can I tell y'all ladies something too that you really have to do when it comes to and this is everywhere, you have to get tough skin. You can't allow what people say to get you in your feelings. That's the other thing, because they're going to say stuff. They're going to say stuff, but them saying stuff still should not stop you from saying, okay, got it. They're all in my free time, but I know I still got 30 minutes that I can dedicate to this. And don't allow what they say make you feel bad. That's the other thing. Don't allow what they say cause you to stop dreaming and cause you to stop being motivated. And I know it's hard because people talk and people say and the way they say it, but that's when you have to say, you know what, they can say what they want, okay, and they can do what they want, but you can't get the dream out of my head. And you can't stop me from at least writing it down on a piece of paper, putting it on a vision board, and say, when I can get time, I'm gonna, because you got to keep these things in front of your face. You got to keep them focused. You really do. And I would suggest making a vision board, even if that's the only step that you can make right now because of your schedules. Make a vision board and say, I want to do this. Because when you start to put it in, get it visual, the dream and what you want to do will slowly but surely start to manifest, because it's going to be in front of your face all the time, and you're going to keep it visible, and it's not going to fade. What you don't want it to do is fade. Even if you can't move on it right now, you just don't want it to fade. You just don't want to get so disappointed and so irritated that you don't even keep the dream alive in front of your face. So it's keeping it visible, even if you can't do anything right now. But like I said, when I didn't have the money, I improvised, and I had to work the 9 to 5, but I would buy little things here, buy little things there, paper clips. You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew it was going to be pink. So I went and found pink paper clips, and they were like $1, but I put them on my desk because that kept what I wanted to do in front of my face. And so that's what you don't want to happen. You don't want your dream to fade just because you're helping to build somebody else's.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's determination. It's like, I may not be able to move on this right now, but when I get the opportunity, I'm going to, and I'm going to keep it right here in front of my face to keep me motivated and to keep me doing what I have to do in order for me to get the opportunity to shift so I can start to build this thing.
Yeah. Right.
Like you may not have the time to move on it, but you have the time to sit down and write a business plan, and you can write a business plan on notebook paper and say, this is what I want to do. This is the steps I need to take. This is how I want it to look. This is the outcome I want to come from it. That's motivation. That's moving on it. Designing a logo. I think you can do that on like Canva and all these other things. You can design a logo. It costs nothing to design a logo and put that inside your phone and look at it, keep it visible.
Monique can help you design a logo. I noticed she's good with all these graphics and all that.
See, there you go.
I'm trying, but I'm not so good.
Listen, I designed my own logo, and it's been going for 10 years. We've been moving 7 officially, but 10 total. 7 in business. So, and it was like $35, I think, or something like that. But I started on a little one at home, and I had a little free one, and then I actually upgraded and found somebody that could do one that to get it exactly the way I wanted to look for like $35. But again, on Canva, you can play around with it. At least just play around with how you would want it to look. Just something there, just to keep you moving on that, you know. Because if you think about it, when you are on social media, though, that can be some time that you can spend building. It's like, okay, instead of me trying to find out who's doing what on social media, let me take that time. Because when you're not at your job, and some of you are on social media, dedicate some of that social media time to your goals. Take some of that time for that. And I know you're probably tired and you got your kids. Snatch a little bit of that time for yourself and say, you know what, I can't, I'm tired, but at least I can put an A in his, at least I can, put some colors together really fast and say, these are the colors I want. I can't do nothing else tonight. I'm tired, but these are the colors I want. Something. Snatch a little bit of time. Take it away from something else that you're doing that isn't dedicated towards what you're trying to build, and use that. Because we can always, and if we're honest, all of us in here can always find time to be on Facebook and to be on social media. So some of that time can be dedicated to working on your projects and working on how you want your things to be, your business plans and things of that nature.
Yes, I think that's what we'll go back and, think about it and find strategies that will take to move our business or organizations, or even the work we're doing right now, like Rachel and
Like,
Liz. No,
right. Like this time that we have right now, this is perfect time where you can be throwing out your ideas and throwing out, what you want to accomplish and get done. And we could turn some of these sessions into work groups.
Okay. Oh.
right. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, it's a great session today. Really. At least I'm able to learn from Moni, working for somebody, having my own organization.
Yes.
And Rachel, that is doing amazing. Man, that project you're doing is something for me. I can build myself from there, really, because it's unique. The financial, what did you call it, and all that, and then the
Financial
solar.
literacy, renewable
No,
energy.
come on, it's a very very good stuff you're doing this. Seriously,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
can build yourself.
So it's things like that. And, so for our next session, like show up with something done and say, hey guys, how can I build on this? What can I do next to make this next thing? Bring us something to look at.
If she does, I always knock on her door, like, Rachel, what are you doing with this? I remember like 2 days ago, I had to call her very early in the morning. I was like, your renewable energy stuff like that. How far? What's up? What's on ground? What's next for this? So it's really an interest. We'd love to see her grow in that.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's a very, very good stuff, because I can remember there was a time, I don't know, Moni, did you see my status one time that I posted my daughter like talking about solar panels and all that? So this is
Yes.
something that, yeah. So it's also an
Yeah.
organization, they're trying to promote themselves, and they use them like for advert, telling people
Wow, like
these are the things
ambassador.
we use, and yes, like ambassador, and this is what we can now use. They talk about the greenhouse, they talk about so many. In fact, it's a very, very like about more than 10 minutes video they did, both in Kaduna and
Oh,
Abuja. So yeah, so it's something. And when I heard her talking about this is something you can even help to empower women. And we need it in Nigeria here. sometimes look at this power issue. You can have solar, I think
Right.
we're good to go. So please.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, there was an incident I had where a child was burnt with candle. In fact, I was shocked when I got to that house. I said, do people still use candles in this age? And the family were like, they were so sad. I said, okay. They said they needed the solar, after they heard from a friend who told them about me. So when I got to the house, the moment we finished doing the installation, just a small home unit, I know because of the whole inclusive financing thing, it's made it easy payment for them. They get to pay either daily or weekly or monthly, the way their income comes gradually towards the owning
Wow.
of the unit. And the moment we put on the solar, the light came on. The first daughter in the house shouted, wow, she was so happy. She was the one that actually got burnt by the candle. And she said the next thing she shouted was, America.
Wow.
Hey, Naija.
You
No,
know,
serious.
and
I
it gave me that
totally agree with
satisfaction.
you, man. Yeah. And I read a
So,
proposal like that. There is this deep price. They call it, maybe people can just check that deep price. They give out grants to people. And I was once a judge, I think last year and the COVID period, I was judging applications and they were talking about this solar and this thing you just said, this mode of payment. They even partnered with, there's one I read, they partnered with this microfinance that gives out loan so that people can collect the money, they install the solar and they'll be paying gradually to the bank. So that it won't be like, how people, if it's just you, somebody can disappoint you or refuse to pay another. So
Right.
they are working with the bank and so it's I read all the applications and it's just exactly what you're doing. So you're just missing out. Let me tell you, just share this idea for me
no,
and I'll leave it there. Continue
I
working with
actually
you.
applied for that deep price. I actually applied last year, but I
Okay.
didn't make the cut. Yes,
Because
that
I
deep price.
shared the link. Yeah, I shared the link with you guys.
Yes. I
Okay.
actually applied, but I didn't make the cut.
No problem. Keep applying. Do you know how many
Okay.
times we have applied for grants? Do you know if I'm to tell you my own story? In fact, so please don't give up. Just keep trying,
Okay.
and then you might.
Okay.
And I think it's about $20,000, which is even much because most of the grants we're having nowadays is very small, 5,000, 10,000. The price is given $20,000, and I'm sure $20,000 in Nigeria can go a long way. So please keep trying.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
ladies. Well, we have been on for a long time.
Yeah.
And I have to go because I do have another session that I have to do with some authors. And so it has been amazing. So anyone have any feedback, anything they want to add before we end this session?
Well, no feedback, but I enjoyed this session because I think this is also part of personal development. We're able to learn one thing or the other from each other, and we are all thinking of how to grow whatever we're doing. So for me, amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Kim.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
For me, it's been an amazing ride this evening, and I've really learned a lot. And you guys have kind of counseled me on how to go about my office thing. I really appreciate it. Seriously, it's such an interesting one this evening. Aisha, don't worry. If I'm tense, I will knock on your door.
Don't worry, I'm always available.
It's all right. It has been a lovely session. Thank you so much. I enjoyed every bit of it. I've been all ears and eyes just staring and looking. And I know that by our next session, I'll have a lot of stories to tell all of you. Thank you for the encouragement.
Yay.
It's a pleasure having conversation with you, although I'm having some technical issues here and there.
All right, you
Miss some
ladies.
parts.
Okay.
Heartstrong, but it's a pleasure. A really fantastic evening.
All right, ladies, thank you all for joining this session. As always, y'all know we hate to end it because we can still just talk and talk, but I do have to go and get ready for my next session with the authors, y'all. So let's make sure next session we do have some positive feedback from some of the things that we're going to do, especially for those of us who are on the weight loss challenge. So for the weight loss challenge, that's me. So I will have some positive feedback. I will also get that weight loss challenge that I'm gonna send that to Aisha and she can share it with you guys as well. But this has been amazing and I love you all and I will see you all for our next session.
Thank you.
All
Bye.
right, thank
Good night.
you. Bye.